This may shock you, but in junior high and high school, I was a nerd. Um, no, the guy who built his own spaceship? No. You're kidding. Um, I, uh, I didn't have, I think in seventh grade, like actually at the school I went to, I didn't really have a single friend, I don't think. And then eighth grade, I had one or two. Not that I didn't want them. I was just that weird kid that like didn't figure it out. Was always trying way too hard to be, I don't know, cool or funny or. I'm from a farm town, so basically a lot of the boys were big and could play sports, and I could not. And so it wasn't until guitars became cool. Anyway, that doesn't matter. The point is, I was a rough couple years, and just feeling like, how that feels when you feel like nobody likes you. And so cut to, we spend these summers at Young Life camps, and with my wife and daughters, and one of the things they have us do is they ask us old people in our 30s to, I know, right? To share like a tiny bit throughout the week of who we were in like junior high and high school. So these kids come from all around the country, and they come with people from their communities who already know them and love them, who go home with them. And a lot of that week is set up for us just sort of trying to set the stage for conversation about who they are and who Jesus is. And so what we do is we kind of share a little bit who we are, and maybe some kids like, I think I'm a lot like that guy. And then it's kind of just a place for conversation to start. And so they asked me, hey, would you talk about this? I'm like, yeah, sure. Talk in front of people, twist my arm. And so I started thinking about it, and I realized I haven't really thought about this in a long time, And cut to like a few weeks later, I'm sitting on this stage in front of like 415-year-olds, and I'm just terrified out of my mind. And I kind of share a little bit, and I'm just kind of, I'm like shaking. And for the next year, really, I kind of couldn't shake it. I'm like, what is going on? And what I realized was there's a part of me that kind of walks into every room that's still this 12-year-old kid just waiting for people to not like him. And so that's kind of where I was confronted with this. And one of the best things that came out of that is I got to tell people this. Specifically, like there's this group of friends, guys that meet every other week or so in my neighborhood. You've heard about this before, this group of folks. But I was sitting in Paul's living room and just kind of looked at my friends like, this has nothing to do with you actually, but I don't think you like me. And it's not because you've never been mean to me. It's just because that's what I carry. And you just need to know this. And we got to talk about it a little bit. And I remember like a year later, I walked into some party or something with one of these friends, and he kind of saw me cower and kind of go inward, and he just leaned over and was like, you're not 12. And I just started crying, like, thank you. I needed to be reminded of that, because these lies, they live in the dark, and when you can drag them into the light, they shrivel and die. So this song is kind of me identifying that. It's a bit of a time machine, or if I had a time machine, I'd be able to just go back and say, don't worry, man, it'll be better. Hold on. So the song is called Hold On Boy. Nope, wrong. You hearing that okay? I walk to school every day with a boy up the street. Our mothers declared we were friends, so it was to be. He listed by number the girls he had kissed, and how sweet they tasted, and how soft their lips. When we got to school, I hid out by the playground to read. Oh boy, just hold on, boy. Oh, remember this day. find it, boy, never let love get away. First time she noticed me, my face was crimson with shame. My quest for attention had led to them laughing again. A couple years later, she leaned in to whisper compassion and kindness. As I went to kiss her, she suddenly vanished. Oh, the ache. Oh, boy, just hold on, boy. Oh, remember this day. If ever you find it, boy, never let love get away. Forgive me, boy. Just hold on, boy. Remember this pain. If ever you find